but I've got the main camera of my phone rather than the back camera, so you can see every single pore on my face, which I don't like. I shouldn't look at myself, should I? I'm like, ooh. Anyway, and it looks like my hair's greasy, which it's not. They know that I've just started to film something, so they put the telly on really loud. How rude. I mean, how rude. Anyway, hi guys! Happy Saturday. I'm sitting on the floor of the bedroom to introduce this video because I had to plug my phone in because it was running out of battery. But today I fancied doing a tiered tray. So if you don't know what a tiered tray is, I'll show you what a tiered tray is. It's on Pinterest. You can see a lot of designs for tiered trays. You can do whatever theme you want with a tiered tray. So at Christmas I'll do a Christmas one, but I want to do a Halloween one today. And I'm going to put it on the kitchen table. So I'm thinking I'm going to go to Kmart and see if I can get a tiered tray and some decor to put on the tiered tray. So I want some lights, and I've got mugs. Don't need any more mugs, but I want lights, a spooky garland to put around it, just like that sort of thing, you know. So I'm thinking that'll be a fun video. Now I've got my cardi on today because it's been cloudy for days and I think it's quite cold, but I'm like a cold bod, so it's cardi weather for me. Anyway, let's head to Kmart and see if we can find some tiered tray stuff. Let's go. So first of all, I decided to pop into TK Maxx and see what they had in, because I know that TK Maxx do sales on their Halloween stuff around this time of year, and I was right. So I noticed right at the front of the store they had all of their Halloween stuff, and the majority of it had a red sticker, which I like to see. This one was only $6, and obviously I thought that was amazing. And a sign on a tiered tray is always a really, really good option because it's quite quirky to have like a sign, and it gives it a bit of character. So I had a little look around here to see if there was anything else. I really liked this, but obviously for the tiered tray idea, it wouldn't. I wouldn't have been able to put it anywhere, basically. So had a little bit of a scout to see if there was anything else that was cheap on this section. I thought these buckets were really, really cute. A little treat bucket. And I was looking to see if there was any more signage as well. Quite like this one. It was a little bit more expensive than the other one, but I think the other one's cuter. It's got a little bit of character to it. So I put that one back. And then they had a bigger tray version of the one I picked up, but this would be too big to put on the tier tray, so I kind of ended up getting the smaller one instead. This is cute as well. $9, a little bit more than what I wanted to spend on the little bits and pieces, because they are going to add up if I spend too much, and I don't want to do that. So I'm looking really for bargains, like real bargains. Otherwise it's just going to end up being too expensive. And I need to save some money for the Christmas videos because they are really my passion. Anything to do with Christmas is my passion. So again, I am looking at the mugs because this is me we're talking about. And mind you, they brought their creepy mugs down really far, so they were all a bargain. Look, $7 for Ray Dunn. I mean, it's Ray Dunn, and they've brought them down to $7, some of them. Oh, that one's not brought down though. So I was again having just a scout to see if there was anything small enough really for the tiered trays. I love anything to do with candy corns, but they hadn't, by the looks of it, hadn't reduced these ones down. and they would be too big anyway for the tiered tray, so I kind of had to abandon that idea. So there's some nice stuff on this bit here as well. They've still got quite a bit left, surprisingly, to be honest, because they did have an influx of people when they first put these things out. Oh, I thought this was gorgeous. And it's $9, and I know I said I wasn't going to spend that much, but I loved it, and I just thought it would be ideal for the tiered tray. So, yeah, I ended up getting that one. What was I saying? Yeah, they had an influx of people when they first put the Halloween stuff out. Everyone wanted to buy it, so I'm surprised that they've got that much left, to be honest. Oh, then I noticed this section of Christmas mugs and I couldn't resist looking at them. I am so excited for the Christmas videos. Look at this. I mean, how flippin' cute is that? I'm like, wow, this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. I had to pull back. I had to hold myself down and say no, because I would have went ham at that stuff. So I'm actually really giddy to go to TK Maxx specifically to look for, why are we looking at the floor right now? What am I doing? Specifically to look for the Christmas stuff. Oh, but there's no way I can leave this behind. $3, but first pie, that has to go on the tiered tray. I do put it back because I try and restrain myself. But then I think, no, for $3, no, it's going in my basket. There you go. Done. Oh my goodness, so much cute stuff. Look at that Rudolph thing as well. I didn't notice that when I was there. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is, oh wow. Yeah. Oh, here's a tiered tray that I noticed that was sparkly. Anything sparkly, I adore. This is bloomin' gorgeous, but it's not a tiered tray, it's just a tray, and it was $40, so I was like, nah, walk away, no, don't need that. Then they had some 2-tiered trays, but quite frankly, didn't really like the design of them. I'm after more of a wooden one, and I'm thinking I'll definitely get one of those in Kmart. Oh, for goodness sake, man, look at the stuff that they've got. Like, wow. It's so tempting. But I'm not. I'm just not. I just need to walk away. Oh, it's just so stinking cute. Everything. I need to stop. I just wanted to show you this Christmas section. What the, oh my gosh. The videos that I make when I go and look at that stuff, yeah, I'm so excited. So here we are at Spotlight. They were shutting up shop. These were the containers outside the shop, and the guy was kind of taking them in. So I knew I didn't have a lot of time to have a look in Spotlight, so I quickly went around these front things before he took them away and into the shop to see what they had. So the flowers that they've got, they're so expensive. I was like, it was about $10 for one stem, and I don't like that idea because that's just too much. It's just too much. The colours are nice, and actually, to be honest, I didn't really find anything that was kind of perfect for what I was envisaging in my head that I wanted to put on the tier tray, so I kind of walked away without getting a stem from these guys, just simply because there wasn't anything that jumped out at me to say that's perfect, and the expense of it as well. So yeah, didn't end up getting, I think I had a brain freeze here. Didn't end up getting one. Okay, here's Kmart. Right, Kmart I absolutely love, but they had very limited Halloween things. These lights look perfect. They are $10, which is a little bit more than I wanted to spend. But here I am looking for tiered trays. So ordinarily they do have a great range, and look what I spied. Look what I spied. I mean, it was reduced in price, which is great, but $22. I didn't think I would get one much cheaper than that, to be honest, and this one looks perfect. Oh, here I am looking at the Christmas stuff, look. I saw these and I thought, if I'm doing a tiered tray at Christmas, they would be ideal to kind of dot in between the decor. I get these ideas from a lady called Angie Bellamere. She's American and she's a YouTuber, and she's obsessed with radon and cutesy pieces and Disney. So everything she does is very much Disney, cute, and she goes all out. Like literally, she won't just do one tiered tray, she'd do like 17 around the house. And she has like dedicated areas where she has like Disney villages and spooky villages, and oh, honestly, she goes all out. I absolutely love watching her. She's fascinating. So mine's very small scale compared to that. So I did decide to go back and get the salt and pepper shakers just in case they sell out, because I really want to use them on my tiered tray. Oh, look how freaking cute the Christmas stuff is. Amazing. Just gorgeous. I love those cookie jars as well. Okay, now it's time to head home and look through what we've got. Right, so we're back. I ended up getting the 2-tier. That's just Elliot pouring cereal. The 2-tier serving board. What I wanted was a 3-tier, but I couldn't find a 3-tier anywhere. So the best I could do was this one, and it was only $22. So that's really, really good, because the other ones were really expensive, the ones in TK Maxx. So I thought, get this one. And then I got, so these are from all sorts of places, and a few things I bought not in this haul, it was in other hauls. But today, I'll just show you everything, and yeah, we'll combine them all. So I got this Wine is My Witch's Brew sign that I'm going to stand on the tier, and that was only $6. I thought that was really good. And then I got some kind of like leaves, I think, but these are like very autumn colour, and they were only $4.99. I thought that was such a bargain. Then I got these because they looked a little bit like candy corns, and I thought I would dot them around. I got this little pumpkin, what would you call it? Succulent? It's a fake one because I can't keep plants alive. I am useless. Baxter, leave Elliot alone. He always barks at Elliot when he walks out of the room, and we can't figure out like how to stop him. Stop! Leave your brother alone. Okay. You should leave him alone. Right, and then I got this. I know, I don't need any more mugs, but I couldn't resist. $3, and it's perfect for the tier tray, so I got it. Then I got, I made that. That's gonna probably go somewhere. I'm not sure about the colour though, it might not match, but we'll see. I've got this, I've had that a little while. I got a couple of tea lights sort of things in the shape of skulls from Kmart, of all places. They were only $1 something each, so really, really good. And then I got these red lights. I'll figure out how I'm going to do that. And then I got these lights as well, because I like things to be case in point, I like things to be lit up. If you've noticed that about me, I love candles, I love lights, I like lighting. So yeah, I got 2 lots of battery operated lights, and then I got some spiderweb stuff that I'm gonna hang around somewhere. I don't know where I'm gonna put this or this. Got some eyeballs. I might put the eyeballs inside him because they're lights as well. Obsessed, not. and I got a beer because it's Saturday night and I wanted a beer. And him, he's definitely going to be the centre of it all. He'll sit somewhere. So, unfortunately, I have to make this first. So I'm going to put that together and then we'll get to decorating. So I started by clearing the area, just removed the plant, put the tea tray in the middle of the table, unravelled the lights, and then I popped some batteries inside. And then I kind of tried to figure out where to put the lights. So I started off with the very, very top, and I put the little leaves, I guess you could call them, in the little tumbler. And then I thought, well, I'll just drape the lights around, and I can always move things around as I see fit whilst I'm placing things around everything. So I decided to put the mug at the top and the succulent at the bottom. I thought that looked fairly good. And then I put one of the skulls to the side of the succulent. Then I went for the lollipops. These are the cutest things ever. So I stuffed the cups and the tumblers with just some paper from the tea tray packaging, just so that I could kind of pop these things inside and they would stay put. And then I noticed a tag, so I was like, oh, I've got to cut that off. Just hanging there at the back. So I snipped the tag off. There we go. Right. Where am I going? So then I decided to put the Witch's Brew sign at the bottom, near the tumbler at the back. Again, if I decided that I didn't like the look of anything, all I would need to do is basically, well, change it up a bit. So, and then I just dotted the lollipops around a bit more in some of the tumblers. Here, there and everywhere. I think the more the merrier really with these things. What Angie says is stuff it. Just stuff it with stuff. Then I grabbed the web and tried to figure out, this stuff is really hard to work with. So you just kind of have to figure it out as you go, depending on the way it wants to sit. So once I had some of it on, I decided to place some of the spiders where I thought they would look best, and then fiddle around with the rest of the web. So I decided to use the spider's legs to wrap the web around so that it would form some sort of an outward shape at the bottom. It looks like a bit of a mess at the moment, but it does come together. I promise, it does come together. I couldn't pick the spider up, so I had to slide it off the off the bench. And yeah, so just dot them around. Basically, just hood it any way you can. It is very, very hard to work with this stuff, and it gets everywhere as well. It's a bit of a nightmare. But anyway, moving on to the candy corn looking kind of things. I know they're not candy corns, but they kind of have the right colour. What I did with these was just basically place them. Oh, I decided I wanted to move this to the back. And then, in my stupidity, or realisation that I was being stupid, it would topple over. So I decided to put it back. And then obviously I had to bring the light bulbs back round. I decided to put one of them inside the mug. So hopefully that looks good when I switch the lights on. It does, because I've seen it, obviously. But yeah, I'm just dotting these around. I like to have them in a group of 3. So at the front, I do end up putting another one in with them too. Oh yeah, I just chuck a few in the tumblers and the mugs. Just here, there and everywhere, basically. Just adds a bit more a bit of something to it. if that's the right word. It adds a bit of something. There you go. 3 of them together. I thought they looked quite good. Then I just decided to remove things off the table that I didn't need anymore. Grab the next skull. So I decided to place him on the opposite side to the other one so it wasn't too samey. Well, that looked pretty good. Then I decided to bring this mug in. So what I eventually did was swap out the mug for the tumbler. So I took the tumbler out and I put the mug in its place, and I just thought it looked so much better. Look at that. Doesn't that make such a difference? Just adds so much more colour and texture because obviously it's a two-tone and the whimsical characters just give it that bit extra something. So I replaced the lollipops into the mug instead, and I do end up just removing the tumbler because I think there was just one too many. So it's starting to come together. I do place this to the side, but you'll see later what I do with the candles. I do actually end up replacing them with my candelabras, and they just set it off amazingly, but you'll see that in a little bit. Last candle that I bring over. I wasn't really decide where I wanted it, to be honest, but it doesn't matter because I do end up just putting my candelabras there anyway, eventually. Then I decided to get the dog's little colour thing with the candy corns on and try and decide where I wanted it. I wasn't sure if I was going to use it at all, but I do end up using it. So I eventually decide to hang it on this side because there was a little less on this side than there was on the other, and I thought it needed a little bit of something. So that's where I decided to put it and end up keeping it there because I quite liked it, to be honest. I thought it was very, very nice. Then I grabbed the string lights and just went with it. So I just draped them around the top where the leaves are and all through. It's just a bit of trial and error when it comes to string lights, to be honest. It's kind of making your way through and letting the lights decide where they want to land, basically. Then I had a little bit of a faff around, moved the lights around a bit just to make sure everywhere that needed highlighting was covered. I'm a little bit of a faff when it comes to things like this. I try and make it like as perfect as possible. Then I ended up putting the pumpkin at the back. I do play around a lot with it. Eventually you'll see that it all comes together really nicely. I just kind of, tinkered a little bit, if you want to use that word. I noticed they were like tilting a bit, so I decided to move them around to make them kind of stand where I wanted them. And then I decided to grab the eyeballs and pop them into our little spider. So these are battery operated and basically it just has a little switch on it. So just pop them inside the spider. Make sure the eyeballs are all facing upwards so you can see them. And I was quite happy with that. Then our guy. I decided to place him to the right. And I was a little disappointed that his arms didn't bend. They didn't move at all, so it was really hard to get him to sit because the fingers were too long, basically. So eventually I end up sitting him on top of the pumpkin and that works really, really well. I do struggle a little bit to get him to sit at first, until I figure out that putting the pumpkin under his bum would be the best option, and that works instantly. And I was like, oh, why didn't I do that in the first place? Because I'm like trying to hover him. I don't know why, but I'm trying to make him hover. There we go. I figured it out. Sitting him on the pumpkin worked a treat. So I decided to check the eyeballs to see if they worked, just so that I wasn't disappointed in the end. And yes, they worked really well. And then I decided to light the candles, but eventually I used the candelabra anyway, and this candle's pretty much burned right down. It didn't last long. And I light the other one because I wanted both sides to look the same. And there's the candelabras. So I don't know what made me think to put them there, but I'm so glad I did, because it just set off the whole thing so well. I was so happy with it. I love him with his little bow tie. He is so cute. I'm going to turn the lights on, switch the main lights in the room off, and then switch the lights on in the display so that you can see it all lit up properly. But yeah, very pleased with the way it turned out, basically. I absolutely love this purple cobweb. It just sets everything off really nicely. So I'm so happy with the way it turned out. So let's reveal it. Enjoyed this video. I had so much fun making it. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye guys.